Alrighty, so welcome to episode 7 of Start to Continue. This episode brought to you by NoSnob.com. Wine reviews for $20 a bottle and under. Smart, funny, tasty. That's NoSnob.com.
No snob.
You got it, brother.
No snob.
Anyway, welcome everyone, and we've got a bit of a change today. You can probably tell right off the bat that our audio is significantly better than what it has been on the last or previous 5, 6 podcasts now, actually.
Is it better?
Yeah, absolutely.
We're in a different room though, so it might not be better. We're definitely not in our.
Is it because it's also maybe 8 hours ahead of when we normally record?
That's right.
Not 3 in the morning, but 7 in the morning now.
This is our first daytime podcast, so I think I'm going to be slower, quite personally.
Well, drink that coffee and you're going to be fine.
I don't know.
Maybe you just need some more ball busting.
Yeah, that's the difference. Joe is actually more awake during the day. I'm more asleep during the day.
So, right.
But I'm still, functioning 75% more than what you would be normally. So, I'm still good.
You've lost me completely.
Yeah, throwing math at you this early.
All right, so set aside the fact that it is daytime, well, morning time, and probably most people are still asleep. Another contributing factor would be the fact that we are now using a brand new professional microphone, the Yeti Blue podcasting microphone. Well, professional, not necessarily podcasting.
What?
What? You didn't follow that?
No.
All you have to know is it's a Yeti Blue microphone.
Okay. Yeah, it looks pretty good, man.
What does it remind you of?
Microphone.
Nothing phallic?
No, microphone.
Nothing dildo-ish?
No, it's microphone looking to me. Is that what you get out of it?
My mind works in different ways, I guess.
Apparently. So, where did you come up with this one?
Here, you want to hear the monitoring?
No.
This guy is afraid to put my earbuds into his ears.
Who else would? No one would do that. No one would take.
What's going to transfer over? Ear jizz? Look,
no.
The sucker's clean.
Put it back. No, I don't want. That is disgusting.
There's nothing in there.
No. That's inside your body right now. I don't need anything
I want to be
inside your body.
I want to be inside yours.
Well, you've already established that, but no. Move on. Where did you get the idea of this one?
Texted me drinking up the tea.
Where'd you figure out how to buy this one?
After many days of research, Bill and I finally managed to figure out the proper microphone. We were I think in episode 2 or 3, we were talking about the Blue Snowball microphone. But based upon a bunch of reviews and the fact that the recording on it seemed to be a little weak, this Blue Yeti seemed to have garnered the best reviews. Picked it up on Amazon.com.
.ca
for, what was it, $140. In total, it cost $142, tax in, shipping in, everything.
No, that's because you used your gift card.
Yeah.
It would have been $170 or something.
$160 and change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then you surprised me yesterday. Tell me why.
I don't know. What? I had my teeth brushed. Yeah, I surprised you.
Why are you so ashamed to say it? Spit it out.
There's nothing to be ashamed of.
You got yourself.
I picked one up too.
Oh my God, it's like fucking pulling teeth. I spent money too that wasn't on records.
Well, I got a smoking deal on one, so
yeah,
I couldn't help but pull the trigger.
Employee discounted off of the fuck's it called? I keep wanting to say Radio Shack.
Well, the stores.
Yeah, Radio Shack.
We have an employee discount there? How does that work?
Through our company.
Oh,
that's all.
That's
it. Employee discount. Everyone gets employee discounts, man. Relax. You got a fantastic deal. Yours was all in 110?
Before tax was 110.
Oh.
So after tax was 125.
All right, so you got it $20 cheaper than me. That's good.
Oh, a lot cheaper than you.
$20 cheaper.
At least $40 or $50
You're buying me a breakfast out of that.
No. But it was a good deal. I looked on eBay for this exact same thing, and nowadays eBay with customs charges and shipping,
Global
it was
shipping program
ridiculous.
screws Canadian customers.
It was
Listen.
adding another $50 to every
Preaching
purchase.
to the choir, brother. I know. You want me to tell you TF stories on being raped by
That's-
this global shipping
Yes.
program?
Everyone is just pining, waiting for the TF story of the day.
Well, I've had many. But the whole trick with global shipping is just send the seller an email prior to purchasing saying, will you please remove the global shipping? As you being a Canadian customer, it's a complete ripoff.
Yeah, you're paying shipping, and then you have to pay another entire fee on top of
You're
that.
paying the seller to initially ship out, which is always going to be there,
Yeah.
right? Usually through USPS or Priority Mail International, and it's usually running about $20-25 for that. And then you're paying another company a charge to take it from the seller, ship it to their transfer house where it gets redirected to Canada again.
Yeah,
So 2 shipping charges for an item that can essentially come from,
a customs broker.
yeah.
Which, if you go United States Postal Service, 90% of the time you're not even going to need to worry about custom fees.
Right.
And our weak dollar is just ridiculous. So I couldn't pull any kind of deal on eBay, but this sucker happened to be on sale right here at the source. And it was out of stock when you were shopping for it. Remember, we tried
Right,
to get
otherwise
you
I would
one.
have done that as well.
And I just happened to check a few days later, and it was in stock, online only. And I pulled the trigger.
I pulled the trigger first, mainly because I'm pretty impatient. And when I see something, I want to get it. But I wanted to have it as soon as possible for us to start recording because I was really getting fed up with those 2 stupid mics we were using.
Those were good, too. We had good sound.
They're good for starters.
We had good sound.
We didn't know that we'd continue on to episode 7 and further. It was a good trial, and yeah, for the price of free, they worked out pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
So
What are you doing? Why are you fiddling with
I'm
it?
just testing out the audio.
You're always
here, man.
touching
I'm
this
getting,
thing.
Oh, I love touching this big shaft. It's like a soup can. Reminds me of your package.
It is big.
Is that what your wife says to you? It's fucking big.
No, of course not.
You're hurting me. Other news. What did you do on your days off? a few
What
days
did
ago?
you do on your days off? We can always tell when you're reading.
Actually, that's not even written down. I was deciding whether to go with what I wrote down or, geez, I can't even stand that close. This microphone's going tits up.
What's that mean?
Anyway, tits up. It's a technical term, okay?
Well, I'd take a day off.
This was on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, because I had a concert to go to in Toronto, downtown.
People still do that?
Yep, people still do that. So
People still venture out and actually want to mingle with other people and sit shoulder to shoulder with
apparently,
someone jumping
yeah.
around beside
it's
them.
It's a bit of torture, but had to be done. Mr. Bob Dylan was coming to town, and
And where did you see him at?
at the Sony Center, which used to be the O'Keefe Center.
Now, I've been to the O'Keefe Center. I think I went there for, you're probably going to laugh, but this was through a school excursion. I saw a ballet there. There you go. Fucking smirk on your face.
Oh, that's fine.
I had to go, man. It was through school.
No,
Respect.
yeah, your ballet school. So I'd never been there. I was impressed with the acoustics, and
Well, of course. It's a fantastic place.
yeah, it was great. It's actually, I think, my first time. I see him every time he comes to town. He normally plays ACC or Molson Amplacenter.
There we go. Let me write this down. Hold on.
Oh, you got
made
me
fun
on
of
one.
my fucking T-shirts.
You got me on one.
Molson Amplicenter. Is this the Canadian spelling with the R?
Anyways,
at
this is
the
the
end?
first time we got to see him in a theater, so I was excited to be in a comfortable chair and not, you know,
Yeah, you don't get any dildos jumping around beside you, right?
yeah. So it was good. I took the whole day off, so me and the wife could go down to Toronto.
Date night. Look at this.
No, well, we were just going to go down to Toronto.
Who'd you dump the kids off at?
Babysitters.
Holy shit.
Yeah, 2 rounds of babysitters.
Look at you, man. Fucking money in the bank.
Yeah, 1 babysitter for the day, another babysitter
Oh
for
my
the night.
God.
Yeah.
You didn't tell me that story.
Well, that's what you have to do when you don't have full-time staff
So
living in your house.
you got
like
the
you do.
coin to cough up for 2 babysitters, 2 Dylan tickets, which cost how much?
They weren't too.
No, don't
they weren't too
fucking
bad.
say it.
They were, I think,
Don't be
140
shy.
each.
Okay, holy. And I couldn't get you to go see fucking Fleetwood Mac with me.
Why would I go see Fleetwood Mac?
Because they were one of the best bands.
Before they had Lindsey Buckingham and what's her face join up. I won't even say her name.
What's her name again? Lindsey Buckingham and,
Even though it's daytime, we still can't remember names.
yeah,
Stevie
man.
Nicks.
Stevie Nicks, man. She was sexy back then. In the 70s? Oh,
Maybe. I can't stand
she
her
was the
singing.
ass to have.
Nah. No, anyways.
And Buckingham can still wail on the guitar. I did see Fleetwood Mac probably about 10 years ago on their last big tour. And, man, he just fucking wailed and he just finger picks.
That's not wailing. That's...
No, he soloed for 10 minutes, just tearing the guitar up.
No, I can't.
I know,
I don't
whatever.
even like the
Listen.
sound of his guitar. That
I know.
plastic back ovation style sound.
Oh my God! You can see Bill now, just holding his head.
Oh, it drives me crazy.
Anyway,
And-
we're going about how
anyways,
much
do
you
you
got.
want to talk about what I do, or are we back to Joe again? Because that was pretty quick. I think I got one sentence out before we went back to what Joe's up to.
I believe I was talking about how you got the coin for 2 babysitters in one day, $140 per ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Let me do some quick math here. I'm writing this shit down. So $280 for the tickets. I gotta see how much this fucking night out cost. You better got some pussy. How much are the babysitters?
I don't know.
The first one, how much?
I don't know. It's probably only $20.
And the second one?
50.
Holy shit.
I
See-
think. I don't know if that was
Hold
for
on.
one night
8,
or
9, 10, 15, carry the 1. I'm already up to $350.
okay.
All right. So you bought these tickets, did all that bullshit. You dumped the kids off to a stranger.
And we were coming up
You're
during
in
the day.
Did you drive down?
Yeah.
Okay. So you had to pay for gas. You live in fucking Boontown, Barrie. So I'll be generous and give you $20 in gas. Okay?
Now, what does this have to do with anything?
It's all part of the evening total.
Okay.
$370.
Oh, that's good.
And you drove downtown.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd you park?
You don't want to know about parking. Can I say like we went down during the day?
Okay.
Let's get off your
Well, we're not
your
downtown yet.
checklist here.
We're getting down there.
Okay.
You're driving down the shitty DVP,
No.
Young Street.
No.
How'd you get down?
I go around down
All
the
right.
427,
Oh,
Gardner
I mean,
across,
Never heard of the
Lakeshore
427.
to downtown.
And where do you park?
This time I parked at the CBC building, under the CBC building. Simcoe Place, it's called.
Okay.
Normally I park there when I'm at,
And what's
if
that?
I go to a Leaf game or something like that.
$20?
Normally, if you let me finish, you can go there and park, and the maximum is $13. So that's where
That's really good.
that's where I planned to park. We went down there. We parked there, but we went earlier in the day. We were there by 2 in the afternoon because we were going down early to check out the Kubrick exhibit
Oh.
at the Bell TIFF Lightbox. Right? You've probably seen tons of ads about the Kubrick exhibit
Right.
where they got tons of his stuff.
And
and,
previously, they had the Cronenberg exhibit, right?
yeah.
Okay.
So,
So just tell me how much fucking parking is?
no, that's the end of the story.
What do you mean?
That'll be at the end when we leave.
Oh, okay.
I don't pay
Oh, my
until
God.
I leave,
I thought
right?
you pay when you get there. It's flat fee.
Do you ever leave your house?
Not to go anywhere, no.
No, you don't. You're
I'm afraid
so
of-
scared to go to downtown Toronto for some reason.
I'm not scared. I don't like the people there.
You don't like the people there.
No.
They're your kind of people now. They're all Yorkdale kind of people.
No, they're not.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, then I definitely don't like them.
Yeah, right. So we take the drive down mid-afternoon, and I mean, it was that windy day. Remember how windy it was?
Yeah, it was windy that day.
And we drove our Jeep down.
Oh, fuck. He's got a Jeep.
And so we're fighting the wind the whole way down.
Jesus Christ.
And you wouldn't think wind would be that bothersome on a drive.
When you're
but
driving a brick.
it was so billeting on the buffling. It was banging the Jeep around. The hood was actually lifting up. I thought the hood clamps were going to snap. Like, I couldn't drive at full speed because the hood was buffeting up so much.
Oh my God.
It was crazy. So,
why do you buy fucking Jeeps, dude?
well, it's fun.
Apparently so, when you're afraid to drive at normal speed because
Well, we took
your
the
fucking
Jeep.
hood's going to pop
We took
up.
the Jeep because we knew there'd be snow accumulation that night. And by the time we got back, it was nice to throw it into four-wheel drive and go through
All right.
about
Well,
a
fair
foot
enough.
of snow. So we get down there, horrendous drive. We park, and if you know where the CBC building is on Front Street, it's kind of central to where we're going. The Bell Light Box is John and King, and then where we would be ending up is at Yonge and Front. So it's kind of in the middle.
Okay.
So we had to walk over to John and King, and it was brutally cold, right, and windy. But we slug our way over there, get inside Bell Light Box, which is beautiful.
I've never been there. Is it
It's
nice?
beautiful, brand new building.
And it's only, is it just like for this exhibits, or is it
Well, it's got movie theaters in it.
so they can do functions there, right?
And there's like, Bonaccini. He has like a cafe in there. There's a couple cafes. And it's the headquarters for TIFF.
Huh?
So we go in there, and shockingly, there's not a lot of people, not much of a lineup or anything. But there's still posters everywhere for the Kubrick thing. The store is filled with Kubrick items. We go up, and
Well, 'cause it's been on display for a while, right?
no, it just started in November, maybe October.
Oh.
Anyways, beginning in November. Try to buy our ticket, and yeah, it's not on today.
Oh, fuck.
We
dude.
don't exhibit on Mondays or Tuesdays. I'm like, that would be nice to tell people that.
What's to exhibit?
Exactly.
It's a museum, isn't it not?
I'm like, surely, like, can someone sneak me in or something? Because I just want to walk around and look. And I can hear even audio coming from the closed doors of the exhibit, of like Kubrick speaking and stuff. They leave everything
Because I picture
running.
this place to be like, I don't know, essentially like those museums at Niagara Falls, right? Open 24 hours, and you pay and just walk through the exhibit, right?
Yeah, there's no
That
one
kinda-
there.
that
They
kinda
said,
shit.
no, it's for technical setup. We need 2 days to clean things up and everything.
How does,
But-
how does stuff get muddied up then?
If you go on your website right now, you have to really hunt hard to find that it's closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. Man,
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
it was a punch in the gut.
I'd be furious.
Yeah, I was. But some of the exhibit is so big, some of it has spilled over onto their 4th floor. So they let us go up to their 4th floor, which is like an open area. So we could go and check that out at least. And they had all of his lenses and big old cameras up there. And
Yeah,
they
that's
had the exhibit of his 2 movies that he didn't get to complete. One on Napoleon and one on... what was the other one? It was called Aryan. So it was like about,
What, like Hitler stuff?
yeah,
Oh.
yeah. But the Napoleon movie, he had so much stuff compiled to get ready for this Napoleon movie that never happened. It's incredible. He had hired 10 grad students, and their job was to just research and find out what Napoleon did every day of his life. And they had this library card catalog set up behind glass and open. And you could see they had a library card, and it had a single date on it. And they filled out what Napoleon did on every day of his life and filled up this entire
How would you
card
even
catalog.
find that kind of info? That's fascinating to me.
Yeah, and he had all this shit ready to go, and they never made that movie.
I wonder if someone else will take on that project and try and finish it.
I don't know. No one's in the mood for giant epics anymore, I don't think.
Yeah, I can imagine the cost for that one. It'd have to be like a Braveheart type of style, where 3 hours of.
Yeah, period, epic. It's not going to happen anymore. But it was just incredible, and then that's typical to Stanley Kubrick, how in-depth his research and his perfectionism is. And then we went back downstairs and looked longingly at the exhibit that I didn't get to see, and had to leave. Oh,
So
one
by
other
then-
thing, though.
So by then, what time is it now?
If you're walking by there, they got great bathrooms in there. If you want to check out their bathroom, very clean.
And you don't have to pay to use the bathroom.
No, you can walk in there.
Interesting.
It's quite a building. Like,
I'm
it
not even
is
sure
really
where
nice.
this place is. You told me, but I'm still trying to picture it in my head.
Well, you don't go downtown, so you
No,
wouldn't have
I
a
know
clue
how to
of
get
anything.
to. I barely know how to get to the Rogers Center. That's all I need to know.
Wow. Well, you look for the CN Tower, right?
That doesn't help me still, man.
And
You
walk
can't see
towards
it
it?
anymore because how many fucking condos do they have on that bloody Gardner Expressway?
Well, if you're way over there, you're in trouble anyways because you're
Well, what do
coming
you
from
mean?
the.
But
you're
that's I
coming
live in
from
the East End,
End.
so you take the Don Valley straight down.
Yeah.
Then you're either jumping on the Gardner or staying underneath it on the lakeshore. So you can't see shit anyway
Wow.
until you're right on top of the CN Tower.
You know what, man? You should just take a day and wander around
No.
downtown. There's lots of shit
No.
down there, and it's lovely.
No, it's not. The fucking filth down there and those people.
No,
Oh, it's dirty.
it's great, man. I don't know.
Toronto is
Am
not.
I allowed to say that I used to work downtown?
Yeah.
And every lunch hour was an adventure. You'd see something crazy every lunch hour.
And you'd say a prayer after lunch that you didn't get stabbed or killed or run over by some.
Do you think this is like
of person
the
driving
New
a
York
cab.
City of the Charles Bronson movies or something? Because it's not really like that anymore.
Or accosted by a panhandler.
I mean, every lunch hour I got to see something I'd never thought I'd see before. You know?
I enjoy seeing homeless people sleeping on the streets.
Do you?
That's always uplifting to me. Because I did work downtown for a period as well. And my first job downtown, I was working at IBM. And I actually had to travel the streets. I was in one of the TD Towers on, this guy. Look at me, I'm talking to you.
I'm listening to you.
What's that main street? Is it Front Street
Oh, sure. There's Front.
or is it Richmond?
There's Richmond. There's Adelaide. There's
No,
Queen.
what street has
King.
all the TD Towers on it?
Yeah, it's at.
It's like the lowest street before you hit. No, Front has like Blue Jays Way on it and shit, right?
Well, that crosses it.
Yeah. What's the one next street north of it?
King.
No, too far. Front or Richmond, whatever. And culture shock for me. I had never seen a homeless person sleeping on a grate before in my life.
Okay.
Never.
It's because of your privileged upbringing.
And
That's all.
And it upset me. I was like, holy shit, people are doing this. So at first I was like, giving them money and stuff, and until I realized some of it was. This was at that time where that old European lady was on the corner of one of the main streets down there. And the news actually did a story on her where she pretended to be crippled or something on the streets, and then around 5 o'clock or so, her son would pick her up and drive her back to his place where she would sit on the couch and watch TV. You remember that story?
No, but I can relate that to like the ferret guy, who was at
Never heard that one.
the ferret guy was at University and Queen forever. Like for years, you could always go, and the same guy would be there with ferrets crawling all over him for years. So that was like his job to hang out down there. I'm sure he had a mansion somewhere.
I don't get it. Anyway, it's deeply disturbing to me. Like I said, I'd never. Yeah,
Well,
maybe
you came down from your ivory
maybe
tower
I
of
do lead a
IBM.
sheltered life, man. I guess. Holy shit. Well, I wasn't. The IBM headquarters isn't there. That's at the main headquarters at Steele's, right?
Okay.
Steele's and something. But they just rented out a floor at one of the TD Towers, which was their downtown locale, where I was situated out. But I'm just saying, the experience just from then on, I just couldn't stand it. I couldn't stand the people, the transportation, the fucking cabbies, dirt on the streets, just the noise.
Those TD towers are cool, right? They're the same architect that did the World Trade Center, right? They're done in the same...
Yeah, but I wasn't into it. Like, I wasn't appreciative of the architecture or anything like that.
Well,
at the time
Toronto's
that I was
guilty of
working there.
losing a lot of their architectural gems, but if you walk around, there's still a lot of cool buildings to look at.
I know
and
you're
see.
into it. We'll leave that for another episode, man.
Hey,
You're still talking about date night.
okay,
You
back
haven't
to
talked
Joe.
about Kubrick, you couldn't get into it, so you're leaving the building.
Yeah, so that put us really early in our timeline, right? Now suddenly we had 4 hours to kill. And,
So now it's what time?
3 maybe?
All right.
And it was freezing, so it's not like normally you could just, like I said, wander around downtown, check the shit out, go to Kensington Market, whatever, wander down Queen.
Now Kensington Market is that the food market, or is that no? That's the Marché Market, isn't it, or something?
No, it's like
What's the big food?
St. Lawrence Market.
St. Lawrence Market. Okay.
Yeah. No,
You got to remember, people listening to this might not
Kensington
necessarily be
is
from the
like
Toronto area.
it's like a little bohemian corner of the city where there's tons of little markets and restaurants and all little crazy stores. A lot of pot smoking going on. Those kind of stores. A lot of thrift stores. A lot of secondhand clothes.
So it's an inside building.
No. It's all
open?
It's a couple of streets, where everyone's walking around.
Oh, okay.
A lot of old houses that are suddenly storefronts and shit.
Is it like the distillery district in any way?
I don't think so. No, not at all.
Okay.
Nope.
I've never been there either. I'm just picturing it as a big
Why are you
open,
throwing that out there? Then?
big open area, like
no,
like
it's weird. It's like a neighborhood, but suddenly the houses are now all stores, and they're all selling like either trendy antiques
Shit.
or clothing, vintage clothing. Or there's a restaurant
You
where
mean
you
clothes
can
that people
openly
throw out.
smoke pot in.
this fucking shithole.
Yeah, it's kind of dingy, but
Yeah.
if you wanna see cool shit,
They
that's
need
where
to
you go.
fucking carpet bomb the entire Toronto area, I think.
Really,
Start fresh.
Start fresh.
Yeah.
But where are you from?
Downtown Toronto. Well, they could fucking carpet bomb my area too, and the shitty parts of it. I'm saying there's nice parts, but
Yeah, but it's all
downtown.
pretty vanilla, right? I mean, if you look around Toronto, you can find some cool areas. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, it's too freezing cold to do anything. There's no way we're walking around tons of blocks to find shit. So we just wandered back up to Queen. I said to the wife, do you mind if I just jump into Steve's music here, see what's new? And went in there for a minute.
This is
and-
obviously one of your go-to locales when you're in the downtown
Yeah, it's
area.
a giant music store. They, guitars, drums, pianos,
Oh, okay.
keyboards. You never been to Steve's?
No, never even heard of it.
What? You would like it.
I probably would.
You would like
I
it.
can
There's
appreciate
tons of instruments in there.
Is it better than like a Long and McQuaid?
Better? I don't know. No, like you can find at least some deals at Long and McQuaid, I think. But
okay.
Steve's is pretty pricey. There is some deals, but for the amount of guitars in there, it's probably the biggest. Store. Anyways,
All right.
and they've even expanded. I went in there; it's even bigger than before. Like there's tons of more rooms to walk into, and just the acoustic guitars have their own section.
Sweet.
So
And you're still free to pick up and play whatever? Or do you have to ask permission?
it looked a little more clamped down. I didn't even bother because every guitar had a sign on it saying, "You're free to play this, but please ask for assistance." So it used to be you could just wander in there and pick up anything you want. And there seemed to be a ton of staff, which kind of, any music store, I'm bothered by staff, because they're always, music store staff, a little pretentious.
Similar to comic store staff, perhaps?
Yeah, kind
Where
of.
they know it all?
Yeah, so there's a ton of staff. They're
They're
all
really
over
just
me.
fucking
So I just
monkeys?
wanted to wander around and see what the new guitars look like and see what the prices of the big boys are. You know, the Gibsons and whatnot. And so we got out of there. I didn't play anything. You know, not worth my time to pick something up and fall in love with it. So walked out of there, and I think we wandered over to the Eaton Center because we had to head towards Yonge Street anyways.
Any shootings going on there?
No,
Not this time? All right.
no shootings.
I love Toronto.
Nothing to report there. Then went out for supper, and by the time that was done, it was concert time.
Roll up the back. Where'd you go for supper? Mickey D's? Is
No.
this date night, so you took your wife where?
We couldn't come up with anything really exciting.
Exciting being what?
Like something really different that...
Mucho burrito?
Yeah, I was trying to find something different.
Why don't you just hit up like a nice Italian restaurant?
Why is everything got to be Italian with you?
Well, because if you want the best, you got to eat the best.
Well, we didn't
Where are
want
you gonna go to
We
get
didn't want to go
fucking,
$100 a plate.
What'd you eat yesterday?
What'd I-
Shawarma or whatever fuck.
No, I didn't have a shawarma.
Well, whatever.
I had a samosa.
Yeah, same thing. Wherever our buddy got his shawarma from too.
Yeah, veggies.
You don't go
samosa,
eating
too.
at those fucking shit places. Date night.
No,
You look for something nice.
that's right. We were looking for something
Why don't you hit up like
casual,
Il
but
Fornello's
nice.
or something like that?
What? Who?
Il Fornello's.
Yeah, we didn't want to go to a chain because we're in downtown Toronto, so we wanted to try something independent. But
All right.
again, it was so frigid; it's not like we could wander around and find something. So, on our way down to the theater, we saw a Marche, and we've actually never ate at a Marche before. So
Okay.
we thought, what the hell, we'll go there.
What'd you have?
Have you been to one of those?
If I have, I don't remember.
It's that setup where it's like a buffet.
Oh yeah, I've been to the Marche down there.
Yeah. But they give you a little card to swipe
Yeah.
at all
You go
the
around,
stations.
you pick up all your shit, and then
Yeah.
you go to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been there once. It was
yeah.
all right.
Yeah, it was all right. It can really add up, though.
Well, of course, because you're looking at, oh, this is good and this is good.
Yeah, and you're swiping everything. Although my main dish, I didn't realize it at the time, of course, but she didn't swipe my card.
Oh yeah.
I certainly would have given it to her, but it's a new experience to me, right? So I didn't know to get my card swiped.
It's
So
okay.
my main entree wasn't on the card.
Which was what?
A pasta.
All right, I can respect that.
Yeah, from the pasta bar with some chicken in it, I think. Yeah.
You should have got some sushi while you were in there, man.
I'm not a...
Yeah, you're gonna have some sushi with me.
No,
Too.
no, I'm not.
All right. So what dinner run you then? I'm up to 370 right now.
I think because my entree wasn't on there or whatnot, but I did splurge on I had a dessert and all that jazz, so...
Just give me the final numbers, man.
I don't know, $40, $45,
all
something
right.
like that?
We'll say 45 because you didn't pay for because you stole your entree.
Well, I didn't steal it. I didn't know.
We're up to 415 now.
Okay.
I don't make that much in 2 weeks.
Yeah, okay. Right. You spend that much per week
It's not
on your
about me.
TFs,
We're all on bill right now.
right?
We're all in. Well,
If we want to throw
I
back
got
to
some
Joe and the
serious,
TFs,
No, we're not right now.
probably per week what you spend on TFs.
Anyway. So you just had this lovely dinner at the Marche.
Mm-hmm.
You're walking down the street. You got your wife. Please tell me you're holding hands at least. Oh my God.
Yeah,
gotta-
I don't know.
You don't hold hands anymore.
I don't know.
You hold my hand at work.
Yeah, that's different. You won't let go. So that was concert time at that point.
All right. So you're walking over to the O'Keefe Center,
Yeah,
Sony Center. What's it called?
Sony Center.
Sony.
Go in there.
What's the crowd like? Are we talking hipsters, ponytail guys? What?
Normally, you'll see more of that. I found this time it was a lot of oldies this time.
Dressed up? Like suits and stuff?
No.
That kind of?
No. Well,
Well, you know how you go to like a hockey or baseball game, right? At nighttime, you see the monkeys in the suits show up
no,
because they
no,
come right
no.
from work out,
None
out
of
for
that.
dinner.
It was a lot of upper casual, like 50-year-olds or whatnot.
So they got their cashmere sweaters on and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. A lot of yuppies.
Penny
and that
loafers.
thing. Usually the mix at a Bob concert is everyone. You got the young people, you got the old people, you got
Now,
wherever I fall into.
at these venues, do they join together in their camaraderie, or is it the olders looking at the youngers with disdain, like you don't appreciate this music properly?
No, everyone chats with everyone
Yeah?
about their Bob
Oh, that's
experiences because we all have Bob experiences.
So it's like,
you know?
shoot, who's that guy that sings? It'll come to me. Forget it.
Margaritaville?
Yeah, Margaritaville. How'd you know that? I was thinking that.
Because I just know you, man. Jimmy Buffett.
Yeah, Buffett head. Parrot head. Sorry, that's what they're called.
Yeah.
Well, my own experience, if I can just jump in quickly to that type of audience atmosphere, would either be going to like a Neil Young concert, where he obviously spans over decades in different genres, or a more recent one I went to a year ago, I think.
You didn't see Neil a
John-
year ago.
No, I said I'm talking about a different person now.
Okay.
John Prine.
Right.
When I went to a John Prine concert at Massey Hall.
Yeah. I remember that.
You certainly have
I
the
didn't get
olders,
an
and then
invite.
sorry.
I didn't get an invite to that. You went with your other friend.
But anyway, that was my experience with the crowd. Where I don't think anyone. But it's a different type of thing. I don't think Prine has the sort of atmosphere or history that Dylan obviously does, right? So anyway, continue.
No, I think Prine fans might be a little bit more,
Crazy.
like a
think-
loyal group.
Really? I think Dylan would be more hardcore.
Well, I mean, there's only so many people who even know who John Prine is, right? So you're going to get. The problem with the Bob crowd is you got the loyal fans, you got the fans who see him all the time, and then you got the people who the fan dragged to the concert.
Which is, though I am a Dylan fan mainly of his hits, I should say. You did try to drag me or invite me to see, because this was night 2 of 2-night experience,
Yep.
right? He had a previous concert the night before, which you wanted me to go downtown with you right after work to see if we could get scalper tickets.
Yeah.
And I would have loved to, except springing that on the wife that late would have been probably not so good. Well, you got
Because-
2 kids at home, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I have 2 kids at home.
yeah, but who's got an 8-month-old at home? Who's got a 3-year-old at home?
I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
Well, I win because I got the 8-month. And who's got a dog?
I do.
I do too. Anyway,
That's
it
no
would have been good,
excuse.
it would have been good to see, and you would not necessarily have been dragging me to the concert because I do know definitely a good handful of his songs, right? At least 10, 15 that I'd be able to recognize.
Yeah.
But as a co-worker said to us the other day, when you go to a Bob Dylan concert, you're not necessarily going to hear Bob Dylan because he can play whatever, right? He's got such a vast repertoire that
Well,
you might get a couple of the hits, but we'll get to that, I guess.
even if he does his hits, he's never comfortable with the song. He's always rewriting them.
Lyrically, or do you mean
Both.
instrumentally as well, eh? Wow.
Yeah, the melody changes, lyrics change. He played "Blowing in the Wind" that
Awesome.
night. A casual fan probably wouldn't have recognized it. They would have picked up the words maybe, but you wouldn't recognize the
As soon as
melody.
you heard the chorus, blowing in
Right,
the wind,
and his
it's like,
voice
oh, shit,
is
that's what I'm
certainly
listening to.
his voice doesn't sound like it does in the
No, of
60s.
course
It's
not.
been ravaged by time. But let me tell you, he was in such control of his voice this night and the good acoustics of the room. I haven't heard him sound this good in I don't know, like 8 years. It was just he was really putting an effort towards it. And again, with a Bob concert, it is a gamble if you get him in a good mood or a bad mood. And if he's
That's
in a
really
bad
unfortunate.
mood,
When you pay that kind of money, it should be.
yeah, he'll still do it, but he's just like a robot out there trying to get through the songs. But if he's in a good mood,
I understand that because you've been doing it for like, whatever, 40, 50 years, but you gotta. It has to be about the fans, right?
Well,
So you walk in, you see this mishmash that you're accustomed to.
Yeah, it's
You go right to your seats, or do you grab like a beer or something before?
No, didn't buy any drinks because I don't want to have to hold on to a drink and a coat. The weird thing about this place, there's no coat check. I was actually going to spend the bucks to check my coat because I can't stand holding on to winter
Surprising
jackets
there's
and
no,
scarves and. But I did go to his little memorabilia area, you know, where they sell T-shirts and whatnot, because every concert.
Bootleg T-shirts, $10.
No, this is his stuff.
Oh, okay.
This is inside the building. So every concert I've been to of his, I always pick up the poster of the venue. And I really hate doing it because you have to hold this poster throughout the show and try not to destroy it.
There's no way to pick it up at the end. They should.
You
Is
can,
there
but
stuff?
it's a gamble if there's any left at the end. So this time I said, I'm not doing it. I'm not buying this damn poster that I got to hold between my legs for the entire
Well, you should
show.
say if it's there at the end of the show, I'll get it. If not, so be it.
That's what I should have done. But I'm standing there the whole time waiting for the doors to open, and it's there, and people are buying them. I thought, what if he dies tomorrow? This was his last show ever. I could have had the poster, and I didn't get the poster, so I ended up buying the
That's
poster.
the best logic I've ever heard.
And it's a tradition to have these posters, so I bought the damn poster. Had to hold it between my legs for the entire show.
Now, do you open these when you get home? Like,
Well-
do you ever have any framed and on the wall, or just
You know what I
you got a
did?
pile of posters?
No,
Like,
I have a wall that's just poster of all of his shows.
Is this in your massive basement that only you are allowed to go into?
Yeah, it's in-
where you
yeah.
got your projector TV and your multiple stereo systems and guitars and game systems lined up?
Yeah, it is in the basement.
And you bust my balls about my house?
It is
where I
in
have none of
the
that?
partially unfinished basement where this is. Yeah.
Finished, unfinished. It's all yours.
No, it's not all mine,
You
but
got a
that is
fucking-
besides the point.
You got a fucking man cave. We're going to delve into that one later, let me tell you.
Oh, right. Yeah, that'll be interesting.
All right.
So I did get that. I had to hold
So you
it
got
for the
this
show.
massive phallic-shaped object between your legs as you're sitting down. You got your...
And it's like a hard cardstock, so you can't
Ah, cool.
fold it or roll it. Cause
I'd pay extra to have them actually... If they treated it like a collector item and had it in the cardboard, you know, the roll-ups,
Yes.
and you can shove it in the
yes.
tube,
Yeah.
I'd pay like an extra couple bucks for that.
Yeah. Well, the poster's $20 anyways.
Yeah, standard fare, though.
The T-shirts and all of the other stuff was really expensive, and they're the same stuff he's been flogging for 5
Yeah.
years. He puts no effort towards his merchandise.
You know what? With the shirts, though, does anyone really walk around with concert shirts anymore?
Well, and
I own a number of them, but I've never worn them because I don't want them to get wrecked through the wash or whatever, right?
yeah, I have several. Most of them are retired now in my retired pile for, I don't know when, but. And his designs, like, I don't like a big T-shirt that's just got Bob Dylan in your face. I like something subtle, like a symbol or something. So if someone's in the know, that's a
Yeah.
Bob symbol, isn't it? But anyways, there's nothing interesting, so I wasn't interested in that stuff. Just the poster, $20. And so then we were let in, and the show was scheduled to start at 8. And, Bob walks out 2 minutes after 8.
Beauty.
Right
Why?
on time.
Out of respect.
He always is on time. Like, you got to give him that. Like, he will not address the audience, look at the audience, or act like he wants any of the audience there, but he's always on time. And the show started with a gong. For some reason. It was just 2 giant gongs. Gong, gong. And then guitarist steps out and starts playing guitar.
From the stage, you mean?
It was over the PA system, these
Oh.
gongs. And there was no opening act, so then you had to endure everyone finally getting into their seat while the band's actually starting up. And what's the matter?
No, continue.
You're fiddling with your ears. It's very distracting.
Sorry, dude.
He did a 50-minute set, then had a break, which I've never seen him
Wow.
have an intermission before.
How long was the intermission?
It was like 20 minutes. And then he came back and did like another hour after that with an encore. But if you're
All
a
right, I can
casual
respect
fan,
that, man. That's a good amount of playing time.
oh yeah, for what, he's 73. He
Just
would
no
wander
bruises.
between the main mic and piano. He never played guitar once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But that's fine. Like his backup band is his lead guitarist is Charlie Sexton. I don't know if you heard
Really?
him. He's from the Warlocks. Anyways, he's spectacular with a lead guitar. He always has this haunting kind of solo sound that's very echoey and lots of reverb.
Well, he's obviously playing Gibson. He'd be more of a Fender guy, wouldn't
He had a Strat at one point. Then he had a Les Paul Epiphone. He plays Epiphone, man, vintage Epiphones.
he? Yeah, I guess that would be that kind of sound, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then Bob has a guy playing pedal steel who also does mandolin and violin.
Who played?
He's got.
Has he got a specific harmonica player?
Yeah, him.
Oh, he does that.
Yeah.
Well, you said the guy fucking doesn't do anything anymore.
No, well, the crowd clamors for him to play harp for sure. And then he's got a rhythm guitarist, his regular bassist and drummer.
All right, I pictured him. I think from what clips you tried to show me on the YouTube, him with a more orchestral crowd behind him in terms of numbers.
No, I
Yeah.
don't know what you're thinking. Well, that's still.
Well, as they get older, they tend to fill up more in the back, right?
No, he's got a very simple band. He doesn't have a lot of set pieces, just big old studio lights and a curtain, very dimly lit. He doesn't put on any kind of stage show, like you're not going to see lasers or anything like that. It's just a very calm.
Because it's about the
simple-
music, man.
It is about the music.
It's always been like that with him.
And if you were a casual fan, you might have been disappointed because he played 80% of the music was from his last 3 albums. And there was only a little smattering of hits from the old days. But when he did get to Tangled Up in Blue,
Yep.
he changed the lyrics again. He's been rewriting this song for like 40 years.
See, that's interesting, though. He's never satisfied with... You would have think, like, at one certain point, not necessarily... It might not even be the original product that he put out on the LP, right? But at some point, however many years down the road, you would think that... Yeah, you would just think that he'd be satisfied with the piece, but I guess apparently he's not.
Well, this is why people either love him or hate him, because he's constantly changing his song. I think it's great, right? You're hearing a new version, and when Tangled had new lyrics, like that song is like a story of 2 people, and when it had new lyrics, it was like a new chapter to the story. It was great, loved it. Whereas, I remember seeing Tom Petty, and he played his hits like right to the album.
Yeah, and some people want that, right?
Yeah, a lot of people love it, which is good that you can replicate something so
I'm
perfectly.
satisfied
But
if,
I was just dying to see Tom Petty and his band riff for a bit,
Yeah. I'm satisfied if they change a song that's just normally electric and make it acoustic, or...
Yeah, well, there's that, but definitely when he rewrites an entire song, it's like an adventure. You're trying to figure out what song he's doing, how early you can recognize it. It was good. Like I said, the acoustics and him controlling his voice and the sound guy, it was
All right, so how many
spectacular.
songs did we get out of this show?
19.
Wow.
19 songs.
So for about 2-hour performance,
Yeah, just under 2 hours.
It's
and,
no Bruce Springsteen 3-hour concert, but I can respect it.
Well, how old is Bruce?
60-something, probably.
Yeah, we'll see what he does when he's 73.
He doesn't take breaks, too. He's still out there.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Springsteen?
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Last concert I went to, he played straight through. No break.
Really. I thought the story was he takes this huge 2-hour break in the middle, and everyone's wondering what he's doing for the entire time.
What do you mean?
Isn't that the story?
As he sits on the stage and let other people play, you mean?
Maybe it's everyone falling asleep at that point.
Dude.
Maybe that's what I'm hearing.
Respect the boss. All right, so
The weird
is there
thing...
any highlight songs that really blew you away that you're surprised to hear him play?
I was surprised to hear all the newer songs. He's abandoned. He had, like, every show always ended with All Along the Watchtower, of course,
Really,
right? And that he's cut that out of his set list.
Fucking frustrating.
Well, for someone who sees him every time, it's nice to have something else slip into the set list.
There's the hits that you want to hear and you expect to hear. Like, was there Shelter from the Storm?
Shelter? No. No, like his old stuff. His old stuff was Tangled and Simple Twist of Fate and Blowing in the Wind. That was it for the old stuff.
You're right. To I guess a newer, unaccustomed person, it'd be a little frustrating, right? It's like,
Yeah.
because when you go see someone or like you review their, maybe it's someone you're not familiar with that much, you download or buy the greatest hits and see what got people accustomed to them or appreciative of them, and then you take it from there, right?
But I don't care because I'm a real fan and I enjoyed it because it was all good. There's a lot of songs I haven't heard live before, and
All right.
it just sounded good. Like I said, it was really entertaining. The sound guy did a great job.
Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the concert. I know he's one of your favorite guys, and nothing worse than going to see an idol and being let down.
I was worried that if it was day 2 of a 2-day stint for him, he would be in a bad mood, and not be so into it.
See, I think it's always hit or miss when you do a concert with multiple shows, because you'd think the first one, they're still, even though they do sound checks and whatnot, they're still working out the audio, any imperfections they do with their performance. And then the second one's where they nail it, right?
Yeah, you could look at it that way. Right. And the other weird thing is
Or it
he's
also-
been doing the same set list for most of this tour.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's another aspect. How far into the tour are they? And if it's early on, there's certainly kinks to be worked out, but if it's near the end or whatever, it's
A
it's
Bob
gotta be-
tour normally has a different set list. Like there's weird stuff in every single night, but he's been doing the same set list night after night. Which, it's fine. He's, like you said, he's working the kinks out, and it's all sounding better and better. The band sounds good, and
Yeah, but when you're that much a professional, especially his band, right? I'm sure there's very few things they mess up on.
it's true. Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
you did that, walked out, you went back to your car.
Went back to the car. As I said, this parking spot normally is a $13 hit, right? Well, I put my card in. It was $34
Holy. Let's add that to the total.
because, as I said, we went earlier in the afternoon, and there was some kind of, if you come in before this time, it's actually going to be this much.
And after this time, we're going to pull your pants down and
Yeah.
not use lube.
There's nothing you can do. You can't argue with anyone.
Tell me again how great Toronto is again. How good is the parking there? What?
Well,
You
that was
park-
my fault.
Where do you park in Toronto if you own a home on the street?
I didn't do my research, I
Oh.
guess, on the parking. So $34 for that one.
You realize I'm at $450 for this date.
Okay. Yeah. And that's why
Wow.
I don't do anything else for the rest of the year.
Wow. Except buy records and buy microphones and...
And that's it.
So you just drove home and that was it? And that was your night?
Well, then we drove home, and of course there was a major snowstorm moving in.
And it took you how long to get home?
The 400 was actually closed, so we had to do detours.
How good is Toronto again?
Well, that wasn't in Toronto, right? That was well north of the city.
The 400 does go down to Toronto area.
Yeah, but this was 88 and 89 where all the accidents happened. There was a fatality, so the highway was right closed. The radio was only giving some kind of updates because they don't have cameras up there, right? So we had to go off the highway and take some back roads and then get back on the highway and get back into town. By the time we got into town, there was at least a foot of snow on every street, so at least we had the 4x4.
Was this that picture you sent me when you got home? Or
Yeah.
was that...
Yeah, that was the accumulation in just one night. Well, at my house, in the driveway, there was at least, there was 2-foot drifts in spots. And then on the back deck, I took a picture of our
Yeah, that was insane.
deck
Meanwhile,
furniture covered with snow.
I think I had like 1.5 centimeters of snow.
Yeah, it was frustrating, and it's so early in the year. I didn't have my snowblower ready to go. I don't have anything prepared for winter.
Ugh.
So we had to snow blow with old gas and old oil in the machine.
Yeah, but
Luckily,
you said you were talking about the other day. It was treated, so you're fine.
it was treated gas, but the oil was old.
All right.
Okay, back to Joe.
So you get home, babysitter's there, the kids are asleep, obviously, right?
How long are we into this? Is this time to
Listen, we're
wrap
talking
up?
about, we're getting to the good part now.
What good part? We're home?
Send the babysitter off, the kids are sleeping, so it's just you and the wife.
Yeah.
Was there paramour going on?
Paramore.
Yeah,
Paramore?
whatever the fuck you call it.
What are you going for there? Is that the right one?
You know what I'm going for.
I don't know what you're going for.
Oh my god.
No,
I don't
obviously.
need details, dude.
No, I'm married, so nothing happens there.
You just got, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Exhausted. I'm so exhausted.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does she know you spent $450 to take her out?
Jeez, I don't know.
Tell her. Maybe let me know what happened.
I'll have to take your write up there,
Nothing,
your
eh?
receipt, and try to cash that in.
Well, I'd never experienced or heard of one of your epic nights out like this.
No?
No. You surprised? He's like a lull of nothing there. Like,
Well, I'm trying to think if anything did happen that night. I don't know. I remember there was a snowstorm.
I'm just amazed you spent that much. That's a
Yeah.
hard pill to swallow, man.
Well, that's what you got to do when Bob comes to town.
All right.
Burp, burp.
Well, this episode apparently it's just been about Bill and Bob.
Wow.
That's the,
This is a change,
yes.
let me tell you. No, I don't think there's barely any TF talk.
Not well. We'll
The
do another
trannies are
recording.
going to
Don't
be
worry.
upset.
All right. Since this is all about you, Bill, I'm gonna pass the reins over and let you
What?
close the episode
I
off.
can't believe you let me talk for this long.
Hey, man,
This is
You know why? Is out of respect.
respect. I'll take it when I can get it. I guess we got to thank the listeners.
Yeah. Once again, thanks for everyone for tuning in.
What can they come to expect? We're now on iTunes, or will be?
Oh, I did post this. No, the correct term is I submitted our
iTunes.
first 5 podcasts to iTunes last night, which was a lot easier than you were letting on it would be, and that's why I was putting it off.
I told you it'd be easy. Just do it.
Apparently, they need to be reviewed, and they may or may not be up already. So, for those of you listening, I would subscribe to RSS feeds. Just keep continually checking into iTunes, maybe doing a search for us, and eventually you'll be able to automatically pull us down from there. Hopefully by the end of this next couple days, or
Yeah,
whenever
if
this is
not, we're
posted.
still on Podomatic.
Podomatic.com.
If you listen to us on a phone or a mobile, just grab the RSS feed and throw it in your podcasting app, and we'll pop up.
And as always, if you're into TFs, check out my blog at angrycanadiandecepticon.blogspot.ca.
And leave some comments.
Absolutely.
All right, man.
All right, Bill.
Post it and post it.